Yeah, he picked up a little niggle in his groin last week, and we wanted to give him to today to kick it out, but we've still got 4 more weeks on this trip to go, 3 more games after this, so we erred on the side of caution for this game. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think. I think Rob's got a lot to prove here. Rob Simmons, you know. I don't know about. I think like I said, he's got a lot to prove. He's been there or thereabouts for a long time. There's competition in that spot now, and he's a quality player. He needs to. I think it's time for him to put his foot down and show he's got everything required to be a regular starter. And in the competition between himself and Rodder and Coleman and Arnold, that he puts himself there, not just happy to be, there when it's on, to put himself there as a guy who's saying, I want to start for Australia. I've got a lot of experience here. I'm learning what I need to be a starter for this team regularly, not just if Adam's out. And that's important for me, I think. Sefa had quite a good run with us. He's got a good strike rate for scoring. And he got injured in the test against Italy, if I'm not wrong, in 17, and hasn't had a run since. And he's been on the fringes. He looks fit. He hasn't had a heap of games, but he looks fast. And I think that will help. That could help out Marika a little bit with a little bit of extra finishing on either edge, as opposed to the slightly different setups we go with sometimes with fullbacks playing on the wing. But it's a close go. Maddox obviously was out for a few weeks, so we probably want him to get a bit more fitness around training, etc. And then, because he's only just come back into full training this week, and Banks, he's contesting heavily for a position as well. So I think the fact that Naivalu is an out-and-out winger ahead of Banks, who's a fullback who would be turning wing for that game, I probably got him the nod. Yeah, I've been, I wouldn't say desperate, but I've been keen for him to get a run, like he's looked really, he's got a lot of edge about him at training, and I have been looking for a way to get him back in, and he's been in and out with injury, he's had some problems with his shins, and so just hasn't been able to get the top speed. So once we got him back consistently at top speed, which is one of his best, values, then I think it was a good opportunity to give him a chance back in there. Yeah, I think with Karevi not having, we obviously set him up to get a couple of games of sevens on Saturday just to get a bit of confidence about his injury, and he's done a fair few contact sessions with us, so he's pretty good. A bicep injury can have that, you want to be 100% sure. And of course, giving him the chance to get in the swing of it before just throwing him straight in there. We've got to think also of, this is a big game. We've also got to think of, giving that player the right pathway back into playing so he can be at his best, over the next 12 months. And it was a pretty easy decision. Kurandrani is actually back to playing fitness but hasn't played anywhere and has nowhere to play. So it's going to be a bit hard for him. And I suppose we've had a few, with Hodge missing, we've had a few players go down in that one position, but we're lucky enough to have a guy like Izzy who can fill that spot and does it willingly as well. So it should be good fun watching him play there. Well, look, mate, when Williams gets going and he can get his arms free, he's pretty difficult to stop. But I'd say it's more I think they'll be targeting the little blokes more than Izzy. So they probably, and I'll back Beale. He's the player, one of the most courageous players I've seen play rugby. He's not a big guy, and he puts his body about because he loves playing for Australia and he loves these matches. And I'm sure when he's presented with the challenge of going up against Williams, both himself and Foley, I know they're only little blokes, but they'll be putting their bodies on the line because they do it every time.